Hey friends, welcome to a brand new week of the KidMin Word. I hope that you had a great weekend, whether you were in large group, small group, in the hallway, checking kids in, or just trying to keep everything running smoothly like you all do so well. I hope that you saw glimpses of God at work. Beth and I just got back from Guatemala this past week, and we had the opportunity to spend time with an incredible organization called Kids Alive International. We met kids, we spent time with leaders, and we were able to see firsthand the impact of people who have just said yes to the calling that God placed on their lives. And we're going to talk about that today. But, back to that trip, to be honest, it was just one of those weeks, and I think Beth would say this too, that just refocuses you, because you're reminded that this isn't just something we do. This is a calling. And with that being said, we're in Ephesians 4 this week, and let's jump into verse number 1. Paul said this, "I urge you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling in which you have been called," or some translations, the calling that you have received. I love that word calling, because what you do in children's ministry, it's not just a role. It's not just filling a spot on a calendar. It's not just a leadership position. You're not just a staff person. You're not just helping out. It's a calling. And being in Guatemala reminded me of this truth in such a powerful way, because we saw leaders pouring into kids who have faced things that most of us can't even imagine. Yet they showed up with love, they showed up with consistency, they showed up with faith. Why? Because they understand that they have been called, like Paul said in Ephesians 4:1. And the same is true for you. God has called you to shape hearts, to speak truth into young lives, to stand in the gap for a generation that desperately needs Jesus. And Paul says, listen, walk in a manner worthy of the calling. Walk in a manner. Don't earn it. You've already been called. You just got to walk in it or live in it. Live in a way that reflects that calling that God has placed on your life. In other words, let your life match what God has placed on your life. That changes everything. Because now it's not, I have to serve this weekend. It's not, I am stuck in this role. It becomes, I get to step into the calling that God has given me. Even in the small things. And so much of ministry is the small things. The room gets loud, right? The kids start acting up. The volunteers don't show up. You feel unseen. A child with special needs or disability shows up that you're not prepared for. Those things aren't always easy, but you are still called. And what you do matters more than you think. There are kids in your ministry right now who may never remember the lessons that you teach, but they'll remember your hugs, your prayers, your kindness, your words. Years from now, you may not see the fruit today, but be encouraged with this reality that heaven does. So today, as you step into your ministry, your meetings, your planning, walk into the calling, because God has chosen you for this. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about this. If we are called to do something this important, which we are, how should that shape the way that we treat people? I can't wait to see you then.